Thank you, Morgan. Thank you. Good morning, people. Good morning to all of you who are so hearty and dedicated to being here in person. Welcome to the First Unitarian Church at Pittsburgh. It is Sunday, December 14th of 2025. I am Reverend Dr. Kate R. Walker. I use the she, her pronouns. I am absolutely delighted to be the minister of this wonderful and beautiful community. I am a middle-aged, light-skinned female with mid-length, light brown hair. I wear glasses. Today I have on a brown colored sweater and a reddish stole with a chalice on one side. And my beloved, you are all welcome here. If you are here in person, you get extra points for however you arrived by bobsled or sled dog, or ice skates, or just brushed off your car the old-fashioned way. And for those of you who are snug at home on YouTube, we know you're there. And we're just delighted you chose to be with us this morning in whatever way you can now or in the future. And we are keenly aware that we are community both in person and in virtual space. If you are brand new and this is your first Sunday with us in person, extra points for being here, and we would love to meet you. There is a welcome desk to your left through those doors in the garden lobby, and be happy to make welcome with you, get your contact information, introduce yourself. And if you are online, please send us an email. Go to our website, and down at the bottom of our website main page, you'll find a MailChimp option to receive our newsletter and our pastoral care message. And again, please let us know who you are and what you are seeking in your journey. And that is who we are. We are several hundred people of journey seekers. We are Unitarian Universalists of multiple faith, religious communities, constantly engaging in questions and sometimes settling on answers, but more than anything, reaching out to one another in community of love, where diversity is celebrated as we grow and we are learning together. And you, again, are all welcome here. We are an active community. Again, we are so much going on, and today I'm just going to extend a special bit of welcome for one of my older brothers, Bob Walker, who is our guest here today. Some of you may remember he did a video for our service 2 weeks ago, and he is delighted to be back in Pittsburgh, and with the snow even, I have no doubt. And of course, today is our second Sunday of the holiday gift market, so please make your way downstairs. Do not run, proceed in an orderly fashion, and for this wonderful annual event. Downstairs, underneath in our undercroft. I want to say a few words also about the church's annual budget. So last week, we had an informational meeting that several people packed into the Schweitzer room to talk about the budget. And the budget, again, in this church is voted on by the Board of Trustees, not the congregation. And that means that we have really awesome annual meetings, because we can talk about all sorts of things that don't involve budgets. And we can have food together, and it's lovely. And we leave all the hard work to the Board of Trustees. But that also results in most of the congregation not really being aware of what's going on with the budget until we come to you and say, oh, there's a problem. But there is a quarterly update that's sent out to you, and I'm going to take a very educated guess that most of you didn't even know that there was a quarterly update that's sent to you. But so we are going to be creating quarterly in-person updates to try and engage the conversation and change the culture of our community. We're also going to try and invite throughout the fall to every 3 years to have small cottage meetings where we talk about our vision, where we talk about our mission, and we talk about our stewardship in person. Again, trying to change the culture of the community and re-engage that part of the responsibility of being a member of this community. So this year, you should have been alerted with an email from me and the Board of Trustees that our budget deficit, as of a week ago, is running at $35,000. We're just over $600,000 budget, so that might seem small until you realize it's a very lean budget. And the biggest places to hit our target to cut, I don't want to cut. I'll tell you flat out. When you start cutting, when you start contracting, it's very hard to stop. So we've come back to you to say, please, we need your support in a way that's truly important. And we're not just asking for the $35,000 to cover a deficit budget, because frankly, that's kind of not sexy. But we are asking you to invest in the marketing and communications and our membership team. We have stabilized our membership, but we need to grow. And so we need to put our money into those pockets of our community so we can really stretch out into this wonderful city of Pittsburgh and let people know who we are and why we're here and why this is a welcoming community for multi-faith seekers. So that's our next step. Re-engage the community, change our culture, and really invest in something we've been talking about for years but actually haven't done. So that's our next step. Kyle Gracie would love to hear from you, as well as the Board of Trustees. We can work on this over the next month. I have total faith in all of you, and that we will see into a beautiful vision together of who we are. So that being said, I invite you to take a deep breath and to arrive in body and spirit as we feel connected to one another in this time and place, in this beautiful community of love, of connection with all that we hold as sacred and all that we hold as precious, as we turn to the lighting of the menorah for our new friend, Bruce Rabin.
Words just historical about this. There was the first temple in Jerusalem that was destroyed and replaced with a second temple. And the second temple was invaded by a number of different armies and essentially desecrated and could not function as a Jewish temple. Eventually, it was reclaimed. And there's in the Jewish religion, in the place of worship, there's a light that is constantly lit, drawing attention to God. So when they rededicated the temple, and the word Chanukah means dedication, the first thing they had to do was to light a light, and that should burn continuously. However, the oil that the light came from, there was only enough for one day. And apparently it may have taken 8 days to prepare new oil, or somebody knew 4 days travel away there was some oil. It took 4 days to get there and 4 days to get back. So they had to wait 8 days. So anyway, they lit this oil that should have lasted 1 day, but it lasted 8 days. So that was essentially a miracle at the time, which is commemorated through the lighting of Hanukkah candles, or the candles of that. And there are prayers associated with it. On the first day of Hanukkah, there is 3 prayers said. One of these prayers is said every time there is a new event, and the prayer is, "Blessed art you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has kept us alive, sustained us, and enabled us to reach this season. And then there are the actual two blessings that are said over the candles, and I'll say them in Hebrew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedeshanu b'mitzvosav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Chanukah. Interpret as, blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us with his commandments and commanded us to kindle the Chanukah lights. The second prayer that is said every one of the 8 days, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asa nisim l'avotenu b'yamim ha'em b'zman hazeh. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who performed miracles for our ancestors in those days at this time. And then the candles are lit. Thank you. And what is done is this candle, which is called the Shamas candle, is lit first. And this candle is used to light the candles representing the 8 days of Hanukkah. And the reason you use a separate candle is that the candles representing the 8 days of Hanukkah are not to be involved in anything other than a meaningful religious practice. So there'll be, each day, additional candle will be added.
We also turn to our chalice, our symbol of our faith. I invite Bruce to light that now. May the light of this flame burn bright throughout the holidays in our hearts and our minds, reminding us that we have a place of solace, of comfort, and inspiration right here in our community. We also enter the third Sunday of Advent, a candle of patience to dispel the darkness. In this, we pledge to work for one of the most rare things on earth, peace. May it be so, may it be so.
Director of vocal music here. I use he, they pronouns. And I invite you now to all rise in body and spirit. Let Christmas come, its story told when days are short and winds are cold.
I'd like to, I'm Erica Shadowsong, Lifespan Religious Education Director, and I'm going to invite you to do our collective reading, but if there are any kids here who know the hand signals, I invite you to come up and do them with me. They're not going to say it the same way we normally do, but we're going to hear the words, the same words. So if you know, come on right up. And for everybody else, please read together. Looks like I've got a helper, Zephyr, maybe will help me. Okay, good. We covenant to practice transformation. We adopt to the changing world. To practice equity, we declare that every person is inherently worthy and has the right to flourish with dignity, love, and compassion. To practice pluralism, we celebrate that we are all sacred beings, diverse in culture, experience, and theology. To practice justice, beloved communities where all thrive. To practice generosity, we cultivate a spirit of gratitude and hope.
To practice love, we put it at the center of our shared values.
To practice interdependence,
we honor the interdependent web of all existence. We are accountable
to each other for the work of the living our shared values through the spiritual discipline of love. Thank you very much. We're gonna add a part, okay? We're gonna add our arms out. We are accountable to one another. I am excited to share a story with you, but shortly before I do that, if you are wondering what this bag is, this is for the mayor. And the mayor is the person who has achieved the most experience points in religious education for volunteering. So they're going to have this. I'm not going to put them on the spot and say who it is, but you might be able to tell in future Sundays. They receive this gift, and they also receive a parking space. So if you would like to... I didn't tell her. If you would like to be rewarded, if you'd like to have some fun, help us out in religious education, there are lots of mini little jobs for you. Okay, today's story is one of many, many creation stories, and there were so many creation stories that it took me all weekend to decide which one I was going to tell. But I decided on this one, which comes from the Mayan culture in South America. That's where Mexico is, and the South American countries. So long ago, when the gods had created all the world, they created all the stars, they created the sun and the moon, they created the seasons like the cold one outside today, winter, spring, summer, and fall. They created growth, and they created corn, they created all kinds of things. And they said one day, we have a lot of things to count. There's a lot of stuff that we made. We're going to spend a lot of time counting. Wouldn't it be nice if we had some help, some creatures who might learn how to count and keep the days and seasons? So they started to invent a people. But they started with mud, with clay, and that didn't go too well because they kept falling over and twisting in weird ways, and they were terrible at counting. And then they tried to make them out of wood. They said, let's make them out of something hardier. Well, the people stood straight and tall, but they were not interested in counting at all. They were not very friendly. So finally, the gods took an ear of corn, pearly white and yellow corn, and they said, corn is the substance of life. Let us make people out of this. And they did. And so we were made of corn. And the human beings, we learned to count We're pretty good at counting, but I'm telling you, and you know this, the ancient people were really good at watching the stars and counting the seasons and keeping time. And so that is how we learned to keep time and learn about our universe. With that, I invite you all to rise in body or spirit to sing Holly and the Ivy while our children go to their classes.
So I just figured that out. I go on sabbatical and somebody gives away my parking spot, just like that. I get it. So, and I do want to say next Sunday is my last Sunday morning leading worship before I leave in sabbatical. So we are going to spend some time where I invite you to bless me on my journey, and I will in turn bless you as you have your own journey during the 5 months that I'll be gone. And I'm looking forward to that mutual recommitment of love to one another. I really do. And one of my favorite rituals is to welcome our new members, and I understand some of them may be snug at home, but we did invite some of our new members, and I'm going to have Joan and Amy. Did Amy make it? Nope. Okay. Did Amy have the list? Or do you have the list? I'm looking at Joan. You might have the list. Okay. We know Amy had the candles. Yes. Yeah, we got them. Yeah, we're going to email you the candles. Do you want to say them out? Call them out? Oh, okay. I can't. You need your glasses. Yes. Okay. George Cook, please come forward. Oh, and Janet Bednars. Yes. George Cook, Richard or Chap Donovan, Tracy Donovan, Basil Durham, and Lana Durham. Yeah, there they are, back there. They have a third, yes. Dave McLaughlin, Heather Powers, Michael Powers, Verna Robinson, Fritz Roth could not be here with us, Kathleen Sandusky, Greg Whitaker, and Julia Whitaker. Oh, look at this wonderful group. Fabulous. Did you all remember by any chance to bring your order of service? No. We can lend them out. No, we can lend them out. Here we go. I've got an extra. I should have told you. Oh, there we go. Okay. All good. There we go. We're good. We got plenty. Yep. Isn't this fabulous? Have you, the members and friends of this congregation, prepared a place in this community and in your hearts to receive these people into fellowship? We receive them warmly and with great rejoicing. Then let us all rise in body and spirit and welcome them by saying these following words together. Your first act of leadership. It is, yeah, that was a two-part reading, yeah. Welcome, no, Chris, I got a little bit, yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry. I now charge you as members of the First Unitarian Church of Pittsburgh to share with us your creative thoughts, your vital experience of life, your questions, your doubts, your discoveries, and the principles which matter most to you. I charge you to shake us up with your honest thinking, to stir us with your conscience, and to stimulate our hopes with your dreams. All. Welcome to you all. Did you need the text?
Yeah.
Oh, this is my notebook.
Oops. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh no. I almost read some minister's text. That means I go directly to heaven.
Okay, there you go.
Well, good morning. I'm Ward Kelsey. I'm the liturgist for today. I've been around a long time around here, and you can probably tell just by looking because there's nothing on top of my head anymore except the sun. Every month, we share our generosity with a designated organization when we take up our collection. And this month, it is the East End Cooperative Ministry. Okay. All donations are shared 50-50 with this organization unless they are otherwise designated. Our religious community is made up of volunteers and staff, creating and hosting a variety of programming. We really rely on your financial support. In addition to the collection plate, you can donate by texting GIVE to 412-435-1050 and following the directions. Please check the end of the order of service for more ways to give. The offering will now be collected and gratefully received to support the work, the wonder, and the witness of this religious community. You are also invited to light a candle or place a sacred stone in the water to remember a particular joy or sorrow that you would like to hold in your heart today.
Oh, Mary, oh, Martha.
Beloved community, we gather with both of our joys and our sorrows. We gather with those celebrations and the broken places. We gather to come and share the love and to help heal those places where we find that hope is struggling in an infertile field. We are gathered together. This morning, we hold in our hearts all the people in Providence, and particularly Brown University. And for those who know my story, that is where I grew up, wandering the streets of the east side of Providence. Broken hearts, broken bodies. We hold in our hearts all the people in Bondi, Australia, our Jewish siblings attacked in an anti-Semitist violent outreach that should never, never have happened. And we hold all of our Jewish siblings in our hearts, the places where we are broken and must mend. On this Hanukkah, this eve of Hanukkah, may we find the path to peace, and may we be willing to do the work necessary to create it. I invite you into a time of reflection upon your own places of love, as well as your own places that need healing, and a moment of silence, personal prayer, and meditation. Spirit of love, help enter into the tender places of our heart and body. Help ease our anxious places where fear too often takes up residence. Let the fear be transformed into acts of compassion. Let the fear be transformed into the pursuit of justice in this world. Let the fear be transformed for fuel, for creating equity for all people, regardless of race or gender or class or sexuality or faith chosen and born into. May we create a world where we celebrate the beauty of diversity and all of the depth and the complexity that it brings. May we recommit to the healing and the transformation and holding these at the center of our faith. Blessed be. Amen. Ashe. I invite you to stay seated for 238 within the shining of a star.
Within the shining of a star, we catch a glimpse of who we are. In every infant born we see the hope of our nativity. The miracle of each new birth can shake and save the stony earth. Triumphantly, the newborn's cry strikes echoes from the waiting sky.
I'm back. And the reading today is called There is Light by Eric Williams, whom neither Reverend Kate nor I can particularly identify. So if this name, Eric Williams, rings a bell for you, please come and tell me about it after the service. But it's a beautiful reading. In the beginning, there was light, infinite and expansive, flowing out from an unseen center. Throughout creation, there is light. From the steady sun, the glowing moon, the flashing meteor, the twinkling stars, and the auroras dancing in the northern skies. Within each part of creation, there is light, slowed down and held close by every cell and molecule, by each atom and element. Within you, there is light. The same light as the source, the same radiance that is in all creatures. May this small flame be a constant reminder to you of your true nature and your kinship with all beings.
Thank you, Ward. For those of you who can, picture yourself in New Mexico high desert, Ghost Ranch, the home of the once an amazing artist, Georgia O'Keeffe, and I have no doubt many thousands of other artists over the years, and source of inspiration, all seeking that moment of insight in the high desert. It's 1997. There are 20 or so odd Unitarian Universalist clergy on retreat. We are standing around a long table with several pounds of clay down the middle. We've been given instructions: create. You may think we formed a committee first. A vision committee, surely. A strategic plan, of course. Nope. We just rolled up our sleeves, we turned on the music real loud, and we dug into that mess as we claimed the role of being creationists for that one afternoon. Hours later, something akin to a serpent or a snake evolved on that long table. There was laughter and giggles and deep, genuine pleasure and satisfaction that afternoon. A bunch of creation-minded, theology-loving masters of our Unitarian universe. I was at that time an intern, and I thought to myself, well, this is ministry. I can do this. We had fun. And with our theme of the month of myths and symbols, I thought, let's look at one of the biggest sources for myths and symbols that's recognized around the world, the book of Genesis. It's the first book of the book of Torah for our Jewish siblings and has influenced humanity for thousands of years, and starts, of course, with a creation story. And I've wondered, in that creation story, in that creation, in that act, did God have fun? Was God laughing, singing a tune and whistling while forming and separating things? Did God have a plan, a vision, a strategic plan? Or did God just dig in with the flow of the universe, that unifying energy that all artists yearn for, that with faithful spirits of the world religions have craved and sought, to be one with the divine, with the universe, with the moment, to be in the Tao, to be in that perfect meditative space, free of division and out of the cycle of destruction and suffering. Did God get into that zone? The challenge of human existence is that we do all want and yearn to create. It's arguable that we are destined to create, to give birth, to pick up a paintbrush, a pencil, a hammer, nails, to plant. Creation is our genetic drive to survive and even thrive, and yet creation cannot happen without change, or really without destruction. When you think about it, it's embedded in the cycle of life and death. Hindus understand this with the worship of the deity Shiva, the god of destruction, goddess of destruction and transformation. When you look at the world through the eyes of Shiva, this is what you might see. Egg and sperm leave their warm host for a very, very tiny chance at a meetup or die. A paintbrush dips into a chemical mix derived from the earth. It's placed on a canvas put forth with a lengthy process, turned into hemp and cotton and linen or polyvinyl chloride. A pencil is crafted from wood and from a fallen tree, and hammer and nails are forged from the earth-bound minerals. Despite the appearance of order in a creation story, creation is messy. It's created by unpredictable challenges, turns, and reversal of ideas. It's messy, my beloved, really, really messy, the best kind of messy, the playful messy, and almost certainly a painful messy, a disappointing messy. The book of Genesis, if you've ever read it, you may notice, is really messy. Did God have fun making a mess? Enjoy the messy process itself, certainly full of challenges and reversing of ideas. It was painful. Was it disappointing? So the first 11 chapters contain all sorts of action, perfect for a Marvel movie. Light, firmament, birds, water, sky, and then humans. And that was all really fast. Happened. By chapter 3, those pesky humans are getting in trouble in Eden. By chapter 4, we have fratricide, brothers killing each other, and it all goes down into a drama resembling the Game of Thrones, but without the awesome dragons. So is this when it got fun, or was this disappointing? Chapters 12 through 50. If you can slog through this, the mothers and the fathers of Israel get involved, at which point I need to explain the process of creating not the earth, but of all those stories. They are rich. So, where I'm going to come out on all this is that creation is really messy, and we humans play a small part as co-creators onto the evolution of life, and we hang on for dear life right in the universe like it is one hell of a wild surfing trip. It requires us to tolerate or not discomfort of the destruction. To create, we must hold the discomfort and the pain, or not, the destruction that comes upon us and into our lives. Creating the stories of Genesis is the story of creating a people over roughly 3,000 years who came to be known as Israel, a religion with remarkable, messy history. Today, I'm going to skim the surface with a deep apology to my Jewish friends and note the history is still being discovered, debated, and debunked. The stories include, not in order of appearance, thousands of years of confusing oral tradition. Multiple gods, each specializing in a particular skill set, whether it's agriculture or war or weather or peace. There's different nomadic tribes and kingdoms that somehow end up focusing on one man, Abraham, and a conversation with a particular God who convinces Abraham to make a deal, the deal of a lifetime. Leave your home, God tells Abraham, and I'll give you a bunch of land, and your people will be my people, and then we will make a promise, a covenant, and we will lead into history. And this became the core story of Abraham and his descendants. And it should be easy after that, right? No. One man and his nomads become 12 tribes with promised land, and then 2 tribes. It's complicated. There's a big split with Israelites in the north and Judah in the south. There are kings, then there's no kings. It's really about God, but what about the other God and the other gods? That's a persistent problem. In the north, there's Israel, more prosperous, and Judah in the south. Different versions of a primary God that don't really mix with one another. One walks around and says hello, and the other is murky and vague. In the north, the people call God Elohim, and in the south, God is Yahweh. There is the propaganda wars between Israel and Judah, some with actual weapons, not just words. Making it more complicated, some descendants keep their old gods, which breaks the covenant. And there are invaders. There's conquest, there's exiles involving Babylonians and Syrians. There's escape from death and a migration to Egypt because of a drought and famine. But then there's a problem because the people grow in number, and that's a problem. So pretty soon they're put into slavery in Egypt, and that's an even bigger problem. Then you get this fabulous, fabulous story of God who grabs a dude named Moses by the shoulder and directs him to do this big thing. Lead the people out, he's told. And there's a conflict with Pharaoh, there's plagues, there's a parting of waters, which is a good miracle. There's wandering in the deserts, which becomes a big joke throughout time about men who don't ask for directions. And then there's tablets with laws written down. And that becomes a turning point because it's written down. And that becomes law. And over all these years, all these hundreds and hundreds of years, people have different traditions, rituals. They keep changing their stories depending upon where they live, who is their neighbor. So think while they're in Egypt, there's a creation story, there were floods, and there were patriarchs, and they all resemble the stories of the Egyptians. It's an influential time. And ever so slowly, the evolving people of Israel gather their stories, and they begin to write more and more down. Then they, of course, have to agree on the stories and the rituals and which version of God, and how did we get here? I wouldn't want to be in that committee meeting. So here's the summary. It's long, it's complicated, it's been thinned down, some bits have been strained out, there's bits that have been extrapolated upon, there's a lot of flourishes, there's lots of contradictions and inconsistencies, in a large part because there are 3 different sources forcing the stories into one narrative. And big chunks, my beloved, big chunks are just made up in the art of storytelling, because that's how you create the growing identity of the people of Israel. So given all this, why is the book of Genesis still around? Any halfway decent editor would have sent it back before publication. Here's what I have to offer you. They did settle on a final version. And today we can see that the book of Genesis is rich. It's violent. It's love. It's multi-layered. It's reading for teaching, for guiding, for leading the people into an identity, into themselves. And it's also a vehicle for storytelling of who the people of Israel are. Genesis must be read and studied, expecting depth and an invitation to oneself and the community that grew out of it. It offers multiple versions of God. Just for one, multiple versions of God can get complexity. It speaks to life and the challenges of the ancient as well as the modern days. In the contradiction of who is God and what type of God is offered, we find Judah. We have Yahweh, who is immanent, who strolls in the Garden of Eden, gets angry and changes his mind. It's a personable God who walks with and is in relationship with the deep yearnings of the faithful. It's someone you can relate to. And then we find in Israel as Elohim, who is transcendent, barely speaks, prefers to send an angel, is elusive and kind of ethereal. And both these types of gods, human beings find ways to connect throughout time, pleading for personal attention at times, and other times yearning for that which cannot be changed, for that which is beyond knowledge, and draws us to the transcendent. Throughout this important scripture, we find a hot mess with challenges of people seeking connection with one another and what they know as sacred. Last Friday night, my husband and I were invited into a sacred space. Mark and I attended our very first beautiful Shabbat service. We were invited by Rabbi Amy Barduk at Dor Hadash to experience their Shabbat service on Friday. Dor Hadash is a reconstructionist, which is a much smaller progressive Jewish movement, smaller than the conservative or reform, and my heart was so moved. I deeply enjoyed the ritual of the singing, the rhythm of the liturgy, the prayers of gratitude, the lamentation, and the recommitment to love. The text affirms the responsibility of the people to extend love as a holy act. That's what came out of those thousands of years of confusion and messiness. And I discovered that within the Jewish liturgical calendar, they just finished studying Genesis. We're in sync, I suppose. But one can be truly amazed at the study of these texts 3,000 odd years down the line. Aren't we all still studying how to be one with that which we hold as most sacred, with what we may call the divine or the holy? Maybe we call it peace. Our desire to be free of division, to be out of that cycle of destruction and suffering. Aren't we all studying how to be co-creationists of what is essentially a messy and wild process that brings joy and crushing grief? Aren't we all learning how to roll up our sleeves and turn up the music and dig into the mess of being godlike creatures? Aren't we all learning how to have fun with this mess? There are a lot of lives at stake. We know that, as there has been throughout history. And if we want to understand that history as well as the present in the Middle East, we need to understand the messiness of this story. And here we are, still trying to figure it out. And I will tell you, there is no strategic plan. There is no mission and vision statement beyond the word of living and expanding into the universe of love. Back to where I said I was going. Creation is messy. We forget that part. We expect creation and the process of creating to be linear like a strategic plan, but it's not. And instead, we are constantly in change and transformation and destruction, and we find disappointment every single day, which requires us, and here's the work, it requires us to be comfortable with discomfort. As co-creationists, as people of faith, of people who believe in spreading the word of love and destroying all that is evil in this world, we have to be comfortable with discomfort. Each time we expand our lives and enter into the world and the zone of creation, we step out of our own comfort zone and we step into the unpredictable, into the unknown, where we don't have control all the time. And in this new zone where light and dark merge, where the firmament of the stars and the galaxies show us the way, we can feel the energy in our DNA and all that drives us. And we breathe in and we breathe out. We breathe in the light of love of justice, of beauty, and we breathe out the act of creation. We are crafters of clay, my beloved. We breathe life into existence with love and acceptance of all that is messy and will be deeply uncomfortable and profoundly satisfying. Turn up the music, won't you? Turn up the music and let's get into it. Blessed be. Amen. Ashe. I invite you to stand. Oh, it's yours.
So let us turn up the music and respond to Reverend Kate with Rock of Ages, this great Hanukkah hymn that speaks to the past, to the future, and to this very moment. Please rise in body and spirit.
I invite you to stay standing as you're able in body and spirit as we extinguish our chalice flame, which is, words are found on the screen in our hearts, as well as the order of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Go forth, my beloved. Go forth into this world knowing that you are part of a really messy creation process. Lean into it. Be courageous. When it gets uncomfortable, you may very well be on exactly the right step you need to take. Return again with love, with abandon, and with joy, as well as your tears and your broken places. Go in peace, return again in love. Blessed be.
And please remain standing for our closing song today. If this is unfamiliar to you, feel free to listen through the first verse, but please join robustly with us on the second verse.
Worldwide way, the Christmas of all
we will join at Christmas the song of hope and joy that finds its theme at Christmas in every girl and boy. The flame of life will dwindle as fades the sunset sky, until our child shall kindle new light and raise it high. Then sing we all at Christmas the song of